Hello, friends. Thanks for joining us today live for this uh, Python based tutorial. Okay, so today we will be discussing about some of the basics of Python programming. Okay, and prior to starting that, please comment in the live chat session about your name and your place from where you are watching this video. Okay. Okay. So right now we have Prince and we have Ruchika. Okay. Please enter your location, Ruchika, from where uh, you are seeing it. Okay. Apart from these two, is there any other one? They can also introduce themselves on this session, and after that, we will start with the basics of it. Okay. Okay, so there's Jyoti Sharma and then there's Neha Sharma as well. Okay, so there's Ujjwal as well. Hi. Okay, so now let's start with this Python tutorial. So in today's marketing scenario, this Python, or in today's job scenario, this Python is very important to learn. And if you know the basics of it, then that will be better for you in your future. And this Python is in some of the university courses too. The Python is mandatory nowadays. For example, in AKTU or in UPTU, in several other foreign countries as well. Okay, so if we talk about Python, so earlier Python comes with two versions, Python 2 and Python 3. So Python 2 has been discontinued, and nowadays Python 3 is only there. And the recent version is, I think, Python 3.9 or Python 3.10. So right now we are using the recent version of Python with the help of this spider tool. Okay, so remember this, you can either download Python directly from the internet by going to its website, or you can okay, you can download Python directly from the official website and then install it in its raw form, or you can also download this Anaconda distribution. So this Anaconda distribution comes up with different small software which are generally necessary for the Python programming. So these softwares include like Spider and MongoDB, and and all other libraries which are required for the efficient working of Python are also included by default in the Anaconda distribution. Those libraries could be like NumPy, Matplotlib, and there are lots other. Okay, so now we will start. We will start with the very basic of this Python, and I hope you will like it. So be with me till the end of this live session, and if you have any doubt or any question, you can also comment on this live session through our this live chat screen, and I will try to answer everyone's question as much as possible. Okay, so Coming to the Python, so as I said, we are using this spider ID for this Python. So if you look at this spider ID, it contains several windows. So this is the script windows. In this script, we can type our code in the script format. Okay, and then there is a command window, or generally it is the console. So you can type some commands directly here, and then you can see those results directly. And here's the variable explorer. So in this variable explorer, all the variables which we have created, those variable will be available here. Okay, so we can go to the desktop as a current working folder. Okay, okay, right now it is asking for open a folder. Okay, so right now our file is there, so we can save this script file to the desktop. Let's say test.py, save. Okay, and all the files available in the folder which is by default by default selected, those files can be seen here. Let's try to change the folder here. Okay, now it is to the desktop. Okay, so all the files available in the desktop will be seen here. And similarly in the variable explorer, so there are a lot of options available here through which you can change the layout of this entire thing, entire spider ID. Right. For example, if you go to tools and preferences, so if you start spider for the first time, you will see there is a black window there. Okay, so you can go to there, and then you can go to editor, or in the appearance. In the appearance, you can select different kind of font. You can change their sizes, or you can also highlight the theme front. Select here. You can also select the theme here, so you can see a different kind of available themes. So I'm using this Scintilla. Okay, so let's don't apply it, and let's cancel. Okay, so this is about very brief introduction about this entire idea. So let's see if we have any question. Okay, so if any one of you have any question, then you can simply type it here in the live chat, and I will try to it will also be very interactive in that sense, and you can also I will also try to answer your queries here. Okay, coming back to here. So in Python, you can simply define any variable. So I hope you all know about a variable. So variables are the things which can store some any value in it. So if I type a equals to 10, so it creates a variable a and stores a value in it. Okay, similarly if I type b equals to 100, it will store b in it. Okay, so right now this is the console, so whatever command I am executing here, those are directly executed and will be available here. Let's say if I type c equals to a plus b, so this a and b will be added, and the sum will be transferred to the c. So the new variable c will be created with this. Okay, so this is the thing. This is a small thing to just start with the Python, and that is specific with the Python console. So you can simply type it like this. So there are several other variables. So right now, if you see the type, so type is by default is int. So let's say if I type a equals to 100.1, so type will change to the float. Okay, so these are the data types which are available in it. If we want to create any string, so I just have to write a equals to, let's say, JCBRO, and it will become a string type. Okay, similarly I can also change the type. I can also, there are different type as well. Let's say I change the b to any boolean number, so let's say b equals to true. Okay, okay, it's through an error, that means true is directly not available here. So if I type clear, the screen will be clear. Okay, so I will type b equals to capital T R U. Now it's fine, it becomes boolean. So if we want to make it false, so I will type b equals to false, false. So then B will become false. Okay. Okay. So just one thing. Let's see the live chat if there is any query. Okay. Coming to here, so these were different data types available in it. Let's say we have created any data type and want to know what kind of data type it is. So I just have to type A. It will it will revert with its data type. Okay. So that is very easy in Python to get the data type or to create a variables and manifold. So Python is very flexible programming language. So there are a lot of things which you can do with it. So generally, what we want to do, we want to see the outputs of something, and we want to do some mathematical operations on it. Let's say I type c equals to 100 plus 20, and if I want to see the output, so there is a print command, print c. Okay, so the command is wrong. I will type print c. It will become, it will display the c value in it. Okay, so that is very easy. If we type clear, it will clear all the earlier screens. Okay, so as we discussed, we have talked about data type integer, float. Similarly, we have a complex kind of data types, boolean kind of data types, and there are several others. So in an upcoming live session, we will be talking about those. So in today, I will show you the complex data type. So we can also create a complex number here as well, simply. So you just have to type a equals to 3 plus 5j. So it will become, okay, a equals to 3 plus 5j. A becomes a complex type. So now if you type a, then you will see it is of complex type. Okay, now let's say I want to access the real part of it and the imaginary part of it. So if I type simply a dot real, it will give us the real part of this number, and if I type a dot image, it will give us the imaginary part of this number. Okay, let's try with absolute. Okay, there is nothing. Yeah, you will get the absolute value of this 3 plus 5. So absolute value comes out to be this one, you know. And yeah, let's try real a. I think it will throw an error. Yeah, so clear. So we can also print it like print a dot real, and it will give us the value. Okay, so this is for the complex kind of data type. Similarly, we can also we can also define a complex kind of data type with a different keyword. So here it is, let's say b equals to, we can type complex. So complex is direct a keyword, 5 comma 10. So b will become a complex number. Okay, here you can see its value 5 plus 10j. If I type b dot real, we'll get the real part. B dot image will get its imaginary part. Okay. We can also do some type conversion. That means we can convert a string into integer, float number into integer, but some rules has to be taken care of. Okay. So for example, let's say I have a equals to 10, so it is an integer number, so it can be converted into float. So let's say if I type float a, okay, float, let's say it is fine a. So the final answer is 10.0. So a has been converted into float, but I have not assigned it to any other variable. So that is why it's just giving the output there. Okay. Let's say if I have a string, let's say if you want to declare a string, c equals to 100. Okay. So it is of a string type. So if I type c, It is of string type. Now I want to convert it into int, so I will have to just type, let's say d equals to int of c. Okay, so d has a, this string has been converted into integer type 100, but make sure only the number should be there. If I type c equals to 100s, then I hope you will get an error there. Yeah, because there is a s cannot be converted into a integer number. So let's clear it. Okay, right now we did everything on this console only. Now we will move to the we will move towards this script size, and we'll try to write different commands in a single go, and then we will learn like how to write a complete script for it. Okay, so let's see on live chat if there's anyone. Okay, so here comes the string script, and in this we will write a small program in which we will be adding two numbers and then displaying the result. Okay, so let's say a equals to 10, and we don't need this semicolon, and b equals to 20, and let's say c equals to a plus b. Now, as far as comments are concerned, so you can make any line comment by putting this hash sign prior to it, and if you want to make this multiple lines as a comment, so you can do by this okay, 3 colon 3 semicolon 3 colon single comma or double inverted commas, and the comments will start from next line from it, and when you where you want to end the comment, you have to put again these three inverted commas. Okay, so the whatever you write in between, that will become a comment. Okay, so here we have done it. So a equals to 10, b equals to 20, and c equals to a plus b. So if I type print c, so it will display the result. Let's see. Okay, run file. Final result is here. So but it looks like, okay, something that is not very good in the representation of it. Okay, so we can use a different kind of representation of print. Okay, so let's say here it is. I can type like sum of a and b is, and then uh, then there is a way to directly write the result. Okay, so sum of a and b is, then ampersand t, and you can write something like this. Okay, okay, so it is saying the unsupported document. Okay, so let me check. Sometimes we used to forget. So we can also type something like this as well. Sum of a and b is 30. So it directly comes like this. So here first this line is get printed, and then this one is gets printed. Okay, there is other way around as well. So let's say we have two string, a as JCBRO, and we have another string b as India. So we can also combine these two strings directly. So let's say d equals to a plus b, and if we print d, it will become JCBRO India. Sorry. So similarly, we can also use the same concept here. So here c equals to a plus b, so we can add this string with the c, but c has to be a string type, so we will convert into typecast into string. So now sum of a and b is 30. So there are different ways to print any number, to print any information on the console in different format. Okay, and let's say we want to put the value of a and b as well, right? Then that can also be done. Okay, now coming to the next part, that is the different kind of operators which can be available here. So right now we have used these fixed values of a and b. A is 10 and b equals to 20, and it is not necessary that we uh, uh, because in this program we will keep just a and b as a fixed value. We can also ask from the user to input any number. Okay, so in order to ask from the user to input any number, there is a command, input command. Okay, and then that input command, let's try it first on console. So let's say a equals to input. If I type enter any number, so it will ask for entering any number, and if I type 45, the a will become 45. But by default this number becomes of a string type. Okay, so if you see the type of a, it will be of string type, so we have to convert it into an integer. So if I type like a equals to int, a equals to int bracket input enter first number. So you have to see here we can either use this single quote or we can use this double quote. It doesn't matter much. Okay, so it is asking enter any number. I type 100. So now a becomes 100 now. Okay, so we will use this in order to make our program more interactive. So first of all, we will make this a and b as comment. Okay, and then I will type a equals to int, and then a equals to int input. So we'll type enter first number. Okay, and then I will type b equals to int input enter second number, right? And we'll say sum of entered numbers is this one. And we can also do a equals to a minus b, the subtraction, and e equals to a multiplication of b. And similarly we can type different things like print subtraction of numbers is, and then we can use the upper format string d. Okay, and then print multiplication. So this is the very simple straightforward method of displaying anything. Multiplication of numbers is again plus string of a. Okay, so let's make it increase. Okay, here, let's clear this console and let's run it. Let's see. Okay, enter first number. So we will type 500, and if we type enter second number, so let's say 85, and we'll get the output. Sum of entered number is 585, 415, and 4256. So this print by default takes the next line in order to print any number. Okay, and further let's move. This was the input, so you can create a different small programs in order to test with this input command. Okay, to take the inputs from the user and then to compute the data or to do further operations on that. Okay, now there is a import. There are different some modules within this Python, and we have to import them. For example, there is a module math. Okay, so if I type import math, then all the functions which are available within the math, those will be imported here. Okay, so like pi is a very basic function of it. So if I type math.pi, it will give me the number. But if I type pi, it will give like pi is not defined. Okay, so in order to avoid that, we can also import like this from math import. So if we want to import everything, so if we just type simply this asterisk side, so it will import all the definitions which we have provided within the math here. And then if I type pi, it will give us the answer. Okay, so now if I simply type area of the circle, let's say a, I can ask for the user for the different thing like its radius, its diameter, and then I can print the area of it. Let's create another file and let's save it with this test import. Okay, so here I will import from math, I will import everything from math, import everything, and then I will ask the user again int input, enter the radius. So I will try to print the area of the circle. So I will compute the area. So it is 2 into pi into, okay, area of the circle is pi r square. Sorry, so pi into a, I have to a into a. Okay, and if we want to circumference, so it will be 2 into pi into r, because a is the radius, right? So if I type print, so area of the circle is, and I will type the previous one, like I will convert into string b, and then I will type print circumference. Sorry for the spelling if it is wrong, of the circle is, then plus strc. Okay, so let's run it. So it will ask for the radius, so let's say 10. So area of the circle is this one and the circumference is this one. Okay, so there is one more way, that's because these are the floating numbers by default. So if we type of b, it will be of float type. Okay, so let's try with a different method. So area of the circle is ampersand, so 3.2 f, and then comma b, and let's see uh, let's try to run it. That works, because generally it used to work in Python 2. So enter of the circle is 10. Okay, it is not working here as of now. Now let's try with this, is the invalid syntax. Okay, so this was used to work in Python 2, but not with this Python 3. Okay, so you can forget about this. In our next video we will be solving this issue. So I didn't expect like this kind of issue will appear during the live session. Okay, so let's run it again and make it 10. Okay, so through this you can create a different program. So this is the math is a module which you imported in your current program, and all the definitions or functions which are available within the math, you have imported everything. So you know, like you can use this Python to teach students basic mathematics and the basic programming in their for their 10th standard or 11th standard within India and abroad as well. Now coming to the other examples or other inputs, so there are different operators as well, like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and exponent. So we talked about this, right? There is a another function as well, like let's say, okay, so we have import everything from it. So there is a function like seal. If I type seal and b, so it rounded off towards the positive infinity number. So 3.14.1. So the nearest number towards the positive infinity is 315. And similarly, I have floor here 314. So it rounds the number towards the negative. So the nearest number towards the negative infinity is this one. So these are the different functions which are available within the math only. Okay. Now there's a we can also import this module with different name as well of our choice, and through by doing that we can use it as well. So let's try it. So if I clear it, so I'm importing math as JCBRO. Okay. So now if I type pi, okay, it is already there. So let's clear all the variables. So here it is. Remove all variables. Okay, all the variables have been cleared. If I type pi, it is not defined. Okay, so if I type import math as JCBRO, so now math is imported as a JCBRO, and if I type simply pi, it will not be available there. So I have to type like JCBRO.pi. So now I can get the value. Okay, so if there are several modules, and if you want to import by different name as an alias, then you can also do that. But then remember, in order to access the functions or definitions within that module, you have to use a name by which name the particular module has been imported into your current directory. Okay. Yeah, now there are multiplication, division, as we discussed. There are different arithmetic operations. Similarly, there are different assignment operations like equal sign, and this was the equal sign. These are the assignments operator we deduced. Okay, and now there's a several Boolean operations as well. So if I type b equals to true, so if I type not of b, so it will be false. So this is the Boolean operation. Similarly, we have AND. So let's say a b equals to true and a is equals to false. Okay, and if I type like or a comma b, okay, it's an invalid syntax again. So it's not defined. So sometimes I got used to get confused with this Matlab and Python. Okay, so we have to type a or b. So a is false, b is true, so final answer is true. So if I type a and b, it will be false. So you can do Boolean operations as well directly within the Python. Okay. Okay. So there are several other small operators as well. So we will be doing those operators in our next class. Next class will be like on branching operations or on the control operation, like how to use if and else statements within this Python. And we will be also dealing with some of the others like list and strings and tuples or dictionaries in the Python in our upcoming videos. So stay with us, and if you have not subscribed our channel, then please subscribe it so that you can remain updated our upcoming live tutorial sessions on Python. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video and you learned something from this today's live session. Okay, so that's it for this video. Let's end this. Okay, prior to ending is, let's see if there is anyone there. Okay, there is a question like how we can download this spider, maybe the link. Okay, so if you search anaconda directly on internet, you will find the link of it. So simply download the anaconda according to your Windows version and simply install it. So this spider ID will be installed with it. Okay, there's another question like it can be developed on other IDs. Yes, it can be developed from other IDs. Like you can, there's a idle ID from which is provided from the official website of the Python. Similarly, you can also use Eclipse, but in that case you have to install different plugins to run on the Eclipse. So one of the best option is to use this Anaconda and this Spider ID. That is really very easy to do everything on that. Okay, so by this, let's see if there is any other query as well, so we can discuss that as well. And after that, we will end this particular live session. Okay, so let's end this and see you in our next live session, which will the information of the same will be updated to you soon. Okay, so thanks for watching and thanks for staying with us. Be safe.